Hey, what's up? It's Chris from Brooker Films, and in today's video, I'm talking all about HDR photography. So let's get into it. High dynamic range photography is a technique used to shoot high contrast environments. This is achieved by taking several variations of the same photo at different exposure levels and merging these together in the edit to create a beautiful looking photo. The end result is amazing. The first step is the actual process of taking the photo. Once we have found a landscape that we want to take a photo of, we're going to set our camera to aperture priority mode. That's the AV symbol on your camera. Once you're in aperture priority mode, we're then going to set our exposure bracketing. This means that your camera will not only capture the original photo that you've set your camera to, it will also take one photo a few stops darker and another photo a few stops brighter. This means that between all of these photos, you will perfectly expose the shadows, midtones, and highlights. So once you've done this, you can now lock in the other settings on your camera. So that's your ISO, your shutter speed, your white balance, and then you're good to go. Just make sure to keep the camera as still as possible when you're taking these photos. If you're moving around, then each different photo will be framed up slightly differently and the HDR effect will just completely fail. So grab a tripod, a monopod, or just shoot with a really steady hand. Just be careful not to move too much. So once you've got these photos, you need to get these onto the computer and onto Adobe Lightroom to complete the edit. So let's get into that. Okay, so once you've imported your photos into Adobe Lightroom, you're going to be presented with these three different photos. Now, this is the image that you took with the settings on your camera. This is the one a few steps darker, and this image is the one image that is a few stops brighter. So to merge all of these photos into one, we're just going to highlight all of these by pressing Command A, or that's Control A if you're on Windows. Just going to double click or right click on there, and we're just going to go into Photo Merge and press the HDR button. Now the computer is just going to do this for you, so just sit back. And that's it, your computer has merged all three of these photos together and created this one amazing looking HDR photo. Now, as you can see from this photo, the shadows, the midtones, and the highlights are all correctly exposed. So to carry on from here, we're just going to press the merge button down here. Now your computer's just going to create the HDR effect, and the HDR image is this separate image created over here. So to take this image to the next step, we're just going to go over to the Develop tab. And we're just going to start to color grade this a little bit. So what I normally do is I like to boost the clarity up a little bit. I love to push the exposure down a little bit just so we can see a little bit more detail of the clouds. And then I'm going to scroll down to the HSL section down here, and this is where I'm going to manipulate each individual color within the frame. Now I love the blue sky, but I'd love for that to be more aqua, so I'm just going to pull this blue slider across a little bit. Now, as you can see, as I'm sliding this, you can see the color of the sky over here just moving and changing colors a little bit. Perfect. Now I'm just going to adjust the color temperature of the interior. So I'm just going to go down to the greens and the yellows, and I'm just going to pull that. There we go, that's better. So to completely finish this effect off, you just need to select the image, go down to the Export tab. Okay, so you need to select your destination. I'm just going to put this into a subfolder onto my desktop and call that HDR. And then I'm going to scroll down to the file settings, and I'm going to set this to JPEG, and I'm going to make sure that the quality is 100. This means that the file size will be huge. It will be about 20 megabytes, but having 100 quality will make sure that all of the quality is preserved when exporting. If you found this video helpful at all, then please do let me know in the comment section below, and don't forget to press the subscribe button if you would like to see more videos like this one in the future. Thank you ever so much for watching. I really do truly appreciate it. I hope you're having the most amazing day today. I will see you soon.